This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by Icom America. All right, welcome everybody. This is Amateur Radio Roundtable. I'm Tom Medlin, W5KUB, and we'll introduce you to the rest of the team tonight in just a couple minutes. First, let me say hello to everybody out there listening on WBCQ, shortwave station. Would like to hear from you. If you are listening tonight, send us an email to tom@w5kub.com. Give us a signal report. We've already heard that WBCQ is barreling into Northwest Arkansas, so that's good. So give us a signal report. Also, if you've got internet and you're just tuning in on shortwave, if you go to the URL w5kub.com, you can watch the show. We're video, you can watch it, you can join us in the chat room. For anybody new that's joined us tonight and is in the chat room or watching the video, I'd like to invite you to join the Facebook group just at the top of the menu, right over here, somewhere at the top of the menu. There's a Facebook link. Click on that and join our Facebook group. We're getting close to 7,000 members for this webcast, and it's a great place just to post your pictures. Hey, post your shack pictures, and we'll show them on the show. Talk ham radio, ask questions, and so forth. So in the studio with me tonight, I've got Walter with me in R3E. Everybody knows Walter. Walter is our wide-body 8300 pilot.
Yeah, that would be true.
So he's our pilot, and well, now since you brought that up, let me just say a couple of things. I was going to tell you guys on Skype before the show, but I've been dieting, guys, and I've been dieting now for 2 months. I've quit eating. And I've lost 20 pounds so far, and I'm probably going to shoot for 30 before I get to Hamvention in about a month. So I'm down 20 pounds right now. So I'm feeling good about that, and that's only because you brought it up.
You're doing good. I'm proud of you. You're doing great.
Well, Tom, as you lose weight like that, you might be able to fit in one of those airline seats.
Well, I might. I used to quite a bit now, but you don't have that A300 will lift a lot of weight. You don't.
It will.
You don't have an issue with that. How much will it lift? How many
Yeah,
tons?
but you still have to do weight and balance. So remember, you got to sit in the middle aisle.
When you do weight and balance, do they count your weight? Oh, I guess they account for you and the co-pilot's weight, right?
Yeah.
Do they ask
That's why
if you had
it
a big
tips it
meal
real forward.
Yeah. Hey, someday, guys, I'll show you. I've got a picture of a FedEx plane where it's sitting on the tail like this. It fell backwards, and the caption is one of the pilots threw his wallet out the window.
Oh.
That was one of the captions there.
Yeah, that must have been years ago.
Yeah, well, things change a lot here. Okay, hey, let's go over to our remote guest and see who all we got in here tonight. Let's first of all, let's check with Katie and Dwayne out there. Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing great. Hi Tom. Hi everybody in the chat room and watching, and Emmett and Dave and everybody else.
Yeah, today was a wonderful day. It was 63 degrees and the snow is melting.
Woohoo!
Well,
for about 2 more days, and then we're gonna get another foot of snow.
Yeah.
it's kind of been like that here. It's 81 day and 32 the next. I don't know what's going on
Yeah,
here.
it's crazy weather, but
All right.
happy to be home and trying to get some ham projects going. And we just came back, but why don't we'll go into that after we get everybody checked in here. How's that
all right,
sound?
we'll do that, and maybe we can get Dwayne to even say something tonight.
Yeah, we got a little project going on, so I figured he could report on it because he's the
Okay.
one doing all the labor. I'm
All
just
right.
going to enjoy the fruits of his labor.
All right. Well, let's check in with our other regular out in Ridgeway,
Colorado.
Ridgeway, Colorado. Out in Ridgeway without the E. Did you know
That's
that?
right, Ridgeway without the E.
you
Hello
know
to
that?
everybody in the chat room, and to everybody in all the corners of the United States and around the world who are listening this evening. It's also been very nice and warm here. We had one of those days where the sky was blue, appropriately, and the grass is green.
Well, you're doing really.
Isn't the grass always green in Colorado?
You're doing really well.
It is in April through about September.
Wow.
You missed that one.
You
I was
missed
making
that
a
one.
grass joke.
Well, there's plenty of grass available out here. It's the Ridgeway is one of the towns that has opted to allow the marijuana shops. The county doesn't do it. Uray doesn't do it. Montrose doesn't do it. But you'd think that's the only business in town when you go to Ridgeway. There's like 4 or 5 of them all lined up in a row. And
Probably zoning required them to all be in the same area.
I guess, but it's right on the
open a
main
donut
drag.
shop up right next to those.
Yeah,
There you go.
cookies are.
That's perfect.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But, when they first started here, they were selling pot at a pretty good price, like $200-300 an ounce. Well, with all the competition, it's come way, way, way down. And so, they're getting squeezed because the state wants lots of taxes.
Right.
But the market won't bear the price. Gosh, it'd be terrible if some of them went out of business.
Yeah, I did see. Although this is medical, I saw a report recently that some of the states that have had the licensed medical marijuana or the legal medical marijuana have seen reductions in their opioid prescriptions, which I don't know if that's good, bad, or otherwise. But I think anytime that with that being such a crisis these days. It's kind of interesting to see how that goes, but that's different from the legalized stuff that you guys have down in Colorado. But that's always a hot topic, I'm sure, depending on where you are in the country.
I did notice the no smoking signs and the smoking signs around Denver. The ones that say designated smoking area, no marijuana.
Oh, yeah, we did see that.
We have very few restaurants out here with smoking areas. Most of them have to be non-smoking. And some will put under there no smoking of anything.
Right.
NN7X said that they should put up a Girl Scout cookie stand right next to everything.
I just saw that. That was great.
That worked really well. I mean, I have to admire that girl's gumption for doing that.
All right. Well, look, let's jump up. Let's jump up to our guest tonight. Emmett is up.
Hi there.
Emmett, you're up near St. Louis. I don't remember the name of the town.
Well, actually, I'm in Forestell, Missouri, which is just outside of it's about 50 miles out of St. Louis. Our shop is in Lake St. Louis, which is about 40 miles out of St. Louis. We're kind of in between Columbia, Missouri, and St. Louis. So that's kind of nice. We kind of live out in the country, which is kind of cool. I like living out in the country. It's city life is kind of old for me. Of course, here we've just had this really wild weather. One day it's 70 degrees, the next day we've got a blizzard. I think it was like last weekend we had like 2 inches of snow, and then next thing you know, it's all followed up by some sunlight. And we've only had maybe a couple days of sunlight for the last several weeks, so it's put my outside working schedule way, way behind because I do not like working on antennas in snow and ice, unlike Dwayne.
He's done it.
Yeah, I have done it, but this latest project I'm doing in the living room. And that you have a good ham wife when she'll let you assemble antennas in the living room.
Now that's a special kind of a deal. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't even think twice about it,
And I asked her, I says, what kind of antenna is it, Katie? I don't know. Dwayne will tell you.
Let me tell you, you got to watch that working in the house, though. Just a quick story. I was talking to a lady the other day, and she was really mad at her husband. He brought a motorcycle in the living room and painted it, spray painted it. And guess what? That paint went through the air conditioning systems. And every room in the house was kind of covered with that paint.
That's not good.
I can't say that I blame her for being mad about that one.
Yeah.
I'm not spray painting an antenna.
Yeah, no.
Well, she's lucky that stuff it didn't catch fire. That stuff's plenty volatile.
I was going to make a joke about that Jeep commercial where the guy brings the transmission inside and cleans it in the bathtub.
Oh.
Anyway.
I haven't seen that one.
I've seen that one.
All right. Well, look, hey,
that's hilarious.
let's jump over to Katie and see what Katie's been doing. She was out last week and busy and traveling. So, Katie, what do you got for us this week? What can you tell us?
Oh, we've been out and about the past couple of weeks, which is why I haven't been on the show because we've been traveling. Went down to see Dwayne's family down in Georgia for a few days over the Easter weekend, so that was a nice little escape from the cold weather up here. Came home into some more snow, and then this past weekend we went down to Denver, and part of the reason for the trip was an early birthday present for Dwayne. His birthday present's later this month, but the Atlanta Braves, which is his favorite team, being a Georgia boy, of course, they were playing the Colorado Rockies. So I got us some tickets to go see a ball game, and then we looked at the calendar again and realized it was Larkfest down in Longmont, which is the Longmont area radio club's big swap fest, and we've been going to that for probably, about 9 years. We try to go down every year, and it never fails. There's always awful weather going back and forth, but we usually try to get down there, and we did. We got down there this year and got to see some folks and met some new people like Brett, who WI7BGs, who's here in the chat room and watching all the time. So I just have a few quick photos I thought I'd show off from the weekend. It was kind of fun, and let me see if I can do that real quick.
Sure, let's look at them.
All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to pick this one. Okay, so speaking of Brett, I told him I was going to put him on the hot seat here. So this is Brett. Let me move that part right here.
Yeah, is he in the chat room?
He is in the chat room.
I think I saw him say he was climbing a tower today.
I just saw that too until the wind gust got to be about 40. But yeah. I really enjoyed talking with Brett. Super smart guy. He's part of the Laramie Club down at the university, and there's your silly photo of you. And we had a really good chat. So one of these days when the weather behaves itself, I'm going to trek on down to Laramie to one of their club meetings on Tuesday night. They're doing a lot of testing and getting more people to become hams and a lot of technical projects as well. And Brett is the creator of the first high-speed internet. I'm looking at his hat there, but if Brett, if you want, go ahead and plug in your website on the chat room. But really interesting stuff. Some of it I'm not ashamed to admit I don't quite understand, but there's a lot of that stuff. But I always enjoy hearing about it. The Mile High DX Association was there doing some card checking, which is really nice when you're at a smaller event and you still get the ability to bring in your cards and have them checked. And there's Dick Williams, K8ZTT, in his top hat. I just thought that was a great way to show up to the Hamfest. I think it was last year I showed you guys pictures. They had one of the guys at this Hamfest had a sign at their booth it was for their repeater association, and they said, "We're not shy, we're just looking for beer money," or something to that effect. But so of course we had a local vendor who was selling some books, and then across from them is Rocky Mountain Ham Radio. And I did a little live video while I was there, while I did Facebook, and just kind of reminded and pointed out that Rocky Mountain Ham Radio was Dayton Hamvention's Club of the Year a couple of years ago. So they're very active in the Colorado area. There's my friend Dan, whose call sign suddenly escapes me. And Dan is the liaison for the Bark Juniors, which is the club for the Boulder Amateur Radio Clubs. And he's doing mentoring with the kids in that group. He says he has about 13 active kids right now and working hard with them. Super nice guy and really hard worker with all the kids. Well, there's our fearless leaders for the Rocky Mountain Division, Dwayne WI7FD, our director, and Jeff Ryan, K0RM, who is our vice director. Jeff is also the president of Rocky Mountain Ham Radio. He's a past section manager for about 10 years, and I've actually known Jeff longer than I've known Dwayne because met him when I first started working at the league.
Hey, Katie, I don't know if that's against regulations to have the director and vice director there at the same time, same place.
As long as they're not flying in the same plane, we're okay.
A tornado might hit. You never know.
Can't have that.
Need a
we actually
survivor.
That's right. Then somebody would have to take over. I guess I'd have to replace them.
Yeah.
Here's Joey and November Victor 0 November. Super nice guy, and he's very much into satellites and other technical things. And we were chatting about our upcoming satellite station, which I'm going to have Dwayne talk to you a little bit more about. But met him not too long ago. You guys might recognize this young lady.
Yeah, I recognize her.
W0ANT, Anna Veal.
Uh-huh.
She is wearing her college of her choice, where she's going to be attending University of Colorado Springs, And she's counting down the days till graduation, and just came back from a trip to France, and she was doing super well and is healthy and happy and had a good time visiting with everybody. And there's my friend Kurt, and he's a regular at all the Hamfests, and always a good time to see him. And then Brian, KD7RQU from...
Kurt was wearing a Bark Jr. t-shirt.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, he was doing that. And then Brian's here in Wyoming, and super kid, and he comes to all of the Hamfests, so it's always fun. So I had to put him on the spot. Now, George, KA0BSA, like as in Boy Scouts of America, but also Boulder County Amateur Radio Emergency Service. George also grows out that wonderful beard and kind of looks like Dave or a little bit more as the winter comes along, and does some Santa Claus work at Christmas times. But George is excellent in the community down there in Colorado, is very well known. Super nice fellow and very active and engaged with all of the Boulder County activities down there. So just thought I'd give George a little shout out tonight. So at the end of the Hamfest, as we mentioned, we went down to Coors Field in Colorado, and just thought I'd show off. This is where we were sitting on the first day, but over here on the left, this is a brand new screen that they have. This was opening weekend, and this new screen, how big was it? Like
9,000 square feet of screen.
Yeah, 9,000 square feet.
Our show would look really, really good on that screen.
And yeah, we would definitely have to check our makeup for that. But it was kind of neat. You could actually see everything, and it was exceptionally high quality. It was really surprising. But it was a cold night. But we bundled up appropriately, and the Rockies won the game on Saturday night, and then the Braves won on Sunday. So Dwayne was happy with that, and we had a good time down there in Denver. And it was great to see all of our local hams and the Rocky Mountain Ham Radio folks and everyone. So it's always nice when we can squeeze in some ham stuff and some fun things like baseball all in a weekend. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
Dave's asleep.
Yeah, I think we knocked Dave out over there. But I thought I'd show off that I got another certificate to put up in the shack. Now it's not really necessarily super bragging because my score wasn't anything to write home about, but I did get first place for Wyoming in the ARL DX contest.
Nice job.
Let's see if I can turn it that way. There we go.
So cool.
First place for Wyoming section. So I was excited to see that. I had actually forgotten I participated in the contest, but been trying to do some more of them. I know, that's terrible. That's happened before. A certificate shows up, and I'm like, did I even do that one? But thought that was kind of fun, and but now it gives me something to work towards. Since I won it this year, I'm going to put a more concerted effort into it this coming year and put a little more energy into it, try to improve my scores. But so anyway, so I thought I would transition over quickly to what we've been doing in relation. You know, since Sean KX9X came out here for our division convention last year, and as we drove out to Jackson for the convention, we did a lot of pit stops along the way so that Sean could work a bunch of satellites. Well, that really got us pretty interested in satellites because we got to, really see it up close and personal and see the excitement. It was really kind of neat to be part of that. So we decided, let's see what we can do, and just have been working on a basically a home setup, right? Is that the proper term for it? But so one of the first things we, as Dwayne's been working on stuff, and I'll let him talk about that, we thought, like everything else, you gotta join the people and help support the organization that keeps it going. So we got our certificates for AMSAT. So Dwayne and I are now members of AMSAT. And Dwayne. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. That's kind of fun and more wallpaper for the shack. But we picked up a Yaesu FT857 from a friend who was selling. 817. Oh, sorry, 817. All right, I'm just not going to talk anymore. Here, you tell them what's going on.
Okay, so I had a friend that had an 817 for sale, a Yaesu FT817, good price, and I bought that because it has sideband 440 in it. We have a Icom 746 Pro, which has 2 meter sideband in it. So that's all we need, 2 meter and 440 to work the satellite systems. Someone said you could just get an arrow antenna and stand out in the yard. And I said, in Wyoming in January. So we went to Yazoo and got the G5500 Azel rotator system, and I bought from Vibraplex the EMCR, which is a easy controller, ECMR rather, easy controller. It comes in a kit, $80 or so. Put it together, and now the computer will interface with the G5500. Got Tron software hooked up and running, and we got a piece of software written by a guy overseas. I think he's in Eastern Europe.
Oh yeah.
Probably Russia. It's called PST Rotator, and it'll interface all those things together. And I got all that stuff working now, so that the rotator will now follow a satellite across the sky.
And did that all in your living room, right?
No, all that stuff done in the shack.
Make sure that rotator's
Yeah,
down here on
you
the
know,
floor.
I'm just saying you tested it all in the living room. Bet you the cats love that.
Now, Dwayne, I used to work a lot of satellite, and that's where I met, my astronaut friend. By the way, he's going to be with us at Hamvention. We'll talk more about that later. But now you're not one of these, and I had an azimuth elevation rotor here too. Now, you're not going to put those satellite antennas up like at 120 feet, are you?
No, they'll be 20 feet, just above the house.
I've seen people put their satellite stuff up, 130, 140 feet. And I'm thinking, okay, if you got to work on it, that's a long ways up there. It works just as good 10 feet off the ground,
As I say, as long as you see the horizon, you're in good shape,
I mean, hey, if it's 200-mile trip up there, 20 feet isn't going to make a lot of difference.
No, it doesn't. It does get you above the surrounding terrain, though. That's why we're going with a 20-foot antenna, a 20-foot tall mast to get us just above the house. And I can actually stand on the roof and work on them if I have to.
Oh, yeah.
The antenna system, we started by chatting with Chip Margelli, and he set us up with a couple of his homebrew 440 systems that are already circularly polarized. So we'll have those on the mast. And then I ordered from MFJ a couple of high gain 5-element 2-meter beams that were getting set up. And those are the ones I was putting together in the living room.
Right.
Actually, we'll set them up cross, but they'll be on each end of one on one end of the mast and one on the other.
Well, a 5-element
will
work
like that.
perfect for
then
you.
we're going to space them electronically rather than going through, the drawback to having Azel rotator systems in 2 meters, that mast gets to be pretty long without any support in it. So we discovered that we can do a little bit of electronic phasing and set them a little closer together and put them on a fiberglass pole, which won't affect the signal like a piece of metal will. So that's the next step. I got one more antenna to put together, and then we'll get started putting stuff in the sky. So I figure about another month or so of me working on this a little bit after work every day and sometimes on the weekends. I figure about another month we'll be talking to the birds.
Well, that's cool. Keep us posted on that. Come on the show. You and Katie, let us know how it's working out for you.
Well, I'll try. Katie will keep me busy, that's for sure.
All right. Well, hey, let's jump over real quick to Dave and see what Dave's got going out in Ridgeway without the E. Hey, Dave, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good?
I got an interesting invitation from Great Lakes HamCon, which is going to be in October in Michigan. And I'm thinking October in Michigan, it's getting into the dead of winter. And I've been asked to speak, and I'm going, how am I going to get there? I would love to, but wow. That's the Great Lakes Amateur Radio Association. They've had, I guess this is the ARL convention for them, the Michigan section this year. I hope they have a great time up there. So I'm working on a video for tomorrow on rhombics. I had somebody ask me a question of what I've got 6 acres, what should I do? And I said, well, build a rhombic. And so I got interested in them to do a little bit of research on them. I actually found the original patent for the rhombic, and printed it out and tried to read it. I got about 2/3 of the way through, and the lawyer, he's put me to sleep. But I thought it was interesting that they could describe a rhombic in 4 pages. Well, they can't do that anymore. It'd be about 50. But that's going to be the one for tomorrow. Another upcoming video I'm working on is there's a company called Redivus in China that has a rig called the Islands HD1. It's a DMR rig, and I've been reviewing that, but I'm going to have to contact them and find out how to build the code plug for it, because it is different from the Radiodity way of doing things. So that's kind of what's going on out here. I've got a bunch of Ask Dave questions, if this is the right time for them, or do you want to do them a little later in the show?
Let's ask Dave and hear the answers. We might learn something.
Well, I might too. I'll invent something as I go along here. The first question is from David Pearson, and he asks what make and model of HF vertical antenna I'm using and how is it mounted. I have a Butternut HF9V, which is ground mounted. I have it set up so I can, the bottom pipe goes into another pipe. I had one of the neighborhood kids dig a hole. Redivus, yes. I see there, I told them today, they suggested we get on Skype to discuss that. So I'm hoping to have that review very soon. Looks like a very nice radio. The antenna is ground mounted. Butternut HF9V requires radials and lots of them. In the past, I had an R7, which was one of those half-wave verticals that's end-fed, and I didn't need to put in radials. And believe me, you can get out of the radial habit very easily. But it does work very well for me. Here's another one here from William Franklin, who has passed his tech license test on Saturday, April 7th. So welcome to Ham Radio. He ordered a micro BITX kit on March 13th and paid the additional dollars for 4-day shipping, but he hasn't received it yet and wants suggestions as to how to get on the air. Well, I would think that the first thing you might want to do is find your local repeaters and get yourself a little VHF rig, get on 2 meters and 440. When the micro BITX comes, it'll be good for Morse code on HF, and on 10 meters you can do a little voice, but these days 10 meters pretty closed up. So my suggestion to him would be to find one of the less expensive of the 2-meter radios and learn about his local repeaters. Here's an interesting one. He just got a UV6R, which is a brand new radio. I just finally discovered it on the internet today. He went to PowerWorks to look for the so-called red cable. And he couldn't figure out which one that was. And the problem is programming the radio. Some of the Baofeng radios, they still use the prolific chips in the programming cable, and those are sometimes very hard to get working. And so PowerWorks, rather, has come out with a cable that does not use the prolific chip. It uses a different chip that can be used for that. If you'll go to PowerWorks, that's PowerWerx.com, and there is a red cable in there that I have used before. Now, the first thing to try to do, of course, is to use the cable that came with the radio and see if you can get that to work. The next thing to do would be to check with your local club and see how other people are doing with it, which is a lot easier for them to help you than me to try to diagnose from afar.
Hey, you know, Dave, I was looking at a video from Hamvention last year.
Uh-huh.
They had signs up, the UV5 and the UV6, I think, $19.95 each. That's prices.
You know, at some point you've got to wonder whether that's really what it cost them or if they're dumping.
Yeah, that's about the cheapest I've seen it. Boy.
You know, there's no American maker of those radios, so the anti-dumping laws may not affect them, because who cares if they're giving us a very cheap price on something we don't make. The thing that it hurts is the Japanese manufacturers, which we have relied on for many, many years, decades even, who make outstanding equipment, but it does tend to be a little pricier because of their business model of using onshore distributors here. So I don't know. It looks to me like there's a trade war going on right under our noses. It doesn't really involve us. It's the Chinese versus the Japanese. And the Chinese are coming out with some pretty good equipment, but they haven't really yet broken the mobile market on VHF, UHF, and they haven't at all addressed the HF market, except for a QRP rig or two. So they've got a long ways to go. Here is from Rich Agule, who says he's had problems with my website, with McAfee telling him that my website is very risky. I know that it is. It's designed that there's a high risk that if you go there, you'll become a ham. But he has gotten the warning signs.
You know what that probably is? It's probably because you don't have an SSL certificate on it. It just
Actually,
means
I do. I do. I asked him to try HTTPS
at
dcastler.com, and it does work. The problem is I got the certificate last year, but the website's 10 years old. So there's thousands of links on there that don't have the S. And it would take some high school student a year to go through my website and fix all that, which I should probably do. But anyway, I have been having some trouble with my website. The people at Jumpline, which is who I use, sometimes they go in there to fix things, and then they've ended up changing my username or changing my password or things like that. This last time, the way I recovered from that was to use PHP admin to go directly in to the MySQL database and changed my username and password directly. Now you can't get closer to brain surgery than that.
Nope.
Because one mistake in there and the site's locked up forever. But I did get it fixed. So if it goes crazy again, I'll do something. The last one I have here today is from Gerardo Garcia, who is new to ham radio, and he's trying to get a bunch of stuff to work together in a portable system. And I'm sensing here he's trying to do, the prepper kind of thing with portable stations, with NVIS and so on. And he lists a bunch of equipment, but his question is actually, how do I ground this antenna if I want to attach it to a tripod or mast that may or may not be carbon fiberglass, or does it matter? And I think the easy answer to that is, if you don't have a problem, don't worry about it. If it works properly, just go ahead. Otherwise, you might have to adjust some cables or something like that. But when you're portable like that, putting a ground rod in the ground is very difficult to get them out. I once went to Fort Huachuca, an Army thing. It was some stuff I was doing for work. And down there they were showing how they would put in the ground rods, but then they had to bring in these wrecker trucks to pull the ground rods out. Otherwise, their environmental science office got all over them for leaving ground rods in the ground. So, boy, that didn't seem to be very portable to me. But if you're operating portable,
Dave, you talking about ground
use
rods.
common sense, but don't drive a ground rod if you don't have to.
Hey, Dave, just a quick story on ground rods. I had a lineman for many years that was a friend of mine, and he showed me how to put a ground rod in without a hammer, using just a bottle of water. And it works here. Of course, I guess if you live in an area where you've got mountains and rock, it might not work too well. But in this part of the country, you just stick that rod in the ground, pour a little water around it, and keep raising it up, sliding it back, put a little more water in, and that rod will go all the way down. Just that easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I used to take the hose and point the hose at the ground and see if I could dig a hole, and I'd start feeding that hose down into the ground. And then one day I had it in so far I couldn't get it out again. And my father had some thoughts on the matter, the net of which is I never tried that again.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we when we were kids, we did a lot of things with garden hoses, even drink out of them, which you can't do today.
How did we ever survive without bicycle helmets?
I don't know. Riding in the back of a pickup and no seat belts.
Our parents to watch us cross
we could do a whole
the street.
show on that.
How did we survive?
I don't think I was ever home till sunset.
Yeah.
When the lights were on, that's when I had to be home.
Exactly.
Well, my mom didn't want to see me till dinner was ready.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I used to walk to elementary school when I was 4.5 and 5 years old, and it was almost a mile away, and I used to go by myself. Nowadays, of course, you'd never do that, but such a different time.
Well, I know in Utah they've changed some laws because it used to be illegal to let your kids walk to school like that. So now they're saying that you can raise free-range children.
I thought that was one of those fake news stories from April Fools.
Be real.
All right. Well, hey, Dave, was that your last question there?
I think that was the last one. So let you go on to the next item in the agenda.
All right. Well, we're going to bring Emmett in if he is still awake here. Although, let me take just a quick break before I bring Emmett in, and then we'll be with Emmett in just a second. So everybody stand by there. Communicate with the best. Communicating has never been so much fun than with Icom. From D-Star to SDR, Icom uses the most advanced technology in their radios. The SDR you've asked for is here. Icom's new 7610 is a high-performance RMDR with the ability to pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The new Icom IC7610 is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has an independent dual receiver with 110 dB RMDR. Communicate with a new D-Star communications device. Easy to operate, the ID31A Plus is available in silver, red, or gold. With it, you have worldwide digital communications. You can share pictures and text messages. It's waterproof, compact, lightweight, and tough. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on Icom radios. Okay, all right, we're back. Hey, we were talking tonight about satellite and everything, and that just reminds me, guys. Hey, we got Hamvention coming up, and I've been talking to our friend Doug. Doug's going to be with us again this year, so come by. Katie got to come by and spend some time with him last year, but astronaut Colonel Doug Wheelock's going to be back with us again. This is about the 5th year he's joined us as a co-host of the show. So it's cool. Get your picture made with him. He's signing pictures and autographs, and nearly every ham that worked satellite worked Doug while he was up in space as commander of the International Space Station. So come by and see us. We're going to be in Building 2. Also, let me say one more thing. We're looking for some help up there. Anybody that can shoot some video for us. If you've got a Samsung or a smartphone and you can walk around in a flea market or inside and just shoot some video, bring it back to the booth. We can copy that file over and we will show that on the show. And it's great to have that because we can't take our live cameras out everywhere. And if somebody brings us back a 20-minute clip of the flea market, of course, people would like to see the flea market, and that lets us get a hamburger outside during that 20 minutes.
Sounds good.
And hey, Walter is going to try to go with us this year and help.
Great.
If he doesn't have to fly the big airplane.
I should know by tomorrow.
Really?
Tonight or tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
Good.
What if they take
Well,
no?
Then I'm in a world of hurt.
Okay, so if they say
I'll
no,
have some-
if they
I'll
say
have
no,
some-
he's not going with us. All right, but I hope he is. Hey, and we're
Tom-
going to try to run HF in addition to streaming our drive live. We're going to have an HF capability, and we'll be able to talk to you in a chat room and coordinate frequencies, and we're going to be able to talk to people through HF. Hopefully, it's going to be through Remote Shack, through my rig back here at the house with the big Delta Loop antenna on it. I can't put a Delta Loop antenna for 40 meters on a truck.
We can't
But-
wrap it around it.
No, but it'll be on it when we talk from a truck by Remote Shack. So that's our plans. We're working on it right now. All right. Hey, so far so good. Hey, Emmett, talk to us, Emmett. What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been up to about 5'11", 5'12". I guess that's 6 feet. Anyway, a lot of cool things going on. It's been, I think, like I mentioned earlier, we've had, multiple weeks of absolutely blah when it comes to weather. And I generally use the sunny days, even when it's cold, to go work out on antenna systems and stuff like that, or special systems that people ask for. And it's been one of those wild things where I might have a day, for the week, or a day for the month lately. And so we got like about 3 days worth of daylight and or sunshine, I should say. And I've got a couple major projects to get done. We've got, speaking of Dayton, Tom, we're going to be neighbors this year.
Yeah.
You're going to be just down the aisle from us, which is going to be kind of cool. And I'll be shooting some drone footage as part of the Hamvention crew, and I'll be more than happy to share some of that video with you after we're done processing it.
Yeah, bring it down. We'll put it on there and show everybody what it looks like from a bird's eye view. I tried to get Walter to check out an A300 and bring it up here, but you probably couldn't get low enough to get really good pictures, could you?
It'd be really tough.
Yeah.
You can only fly so slow.
Yeah. No room for a heavy in that space.
But hey, I'm glad. Hey, we're going to be neighbors in the same building. You're not going to be too far down the wall from us, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah. Plus, you're going to be next to the event station, which we're going to be helping out with again this year too. We're going to have the Icom 7610 set up there as one of the event station radios. Really excited about that, and of course, it's going to be hooked up to our hex beam, and then we'll have MCOM 1, which will be set up out in the emergency area, and it'll have either a hex beam or one of our scout antennas set up with another radio, which is going to be kind of cool. I'm really looking forward to Dayton this year. It's going to be an exciting time. There's a lot of new changes, and the best part about it is these guys have been so proactive in the last couple of years. There are problems every once in a while, but you know what? These guys have been handling it, so we need to constantly be aware that they're working on it. Let someone know that you got a problem, but don't become a problem in letting everyone know you've got a problem. I guess is the best way of, or politest way of saying that. This coming weekend, we're looking at spending some time down in Claremore, Oklahoma. They're having their county. It's Greene County Hamfest, and it's also, I think it's their ARL, the state thing. I think it's the state convention as well. And the reason for us going down is that obviously we'll be taking MCOM 1 down with a brand new radio set up in MCOM 1, a nice new 7610, which is going to be exciting. And then we'll also have the 7300s and so on. But our main reason for going down there is to help out our friends with the Batfish, the USS Batfish. They're looking at trying to raise some funds at the Hamfest. And so what we're doing is we're actually bringing product down for them so that they can sell it and, earn basically, basically when you buy the products from them, you're contributing to the Batfish. And a boat like that takes a lot of work. And it's not just radio work. It's the club itself. They do more than just work on the radios. They work on the boat itself. And as a matter of fact, I've got some youngins that we're going to be going down this year for the Museum Ships Weekend, and we'll probably go in a day or so ahead of time. Because believe it or not, we got some scraping and painting to do for all those people who are in the Navy. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And gonna be teaching some young folks the finer art of how to repaint a boat.
All right. Well, well, at least they don't have to worry about. Well, they got more to paint now because it's really not in the water, is it? Does it have some water around it?
Well, no, actually, it's sitting on dry ground. It does get a little water every once in a while because it's like in a
little indention.
A recess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a ditch kind of a thing. But for the most part, it is dry. So what we have to do is we still need to keep everything painted. On the inside, though, what happens is over time, the humidity from Oklahoma and all the stuff that's gone on in the past, you've got corrosion. So what you have to do is you have to scrape off that stuff and put some anti-rust material on it and then repaint it again with stuff that isn't poisonous or lead based.
All right, cool. Now you got something coming up soon, don't you? Maybe we can talk about it in a couple weeks. Do you? I thought we talked that you had some stuff coming up here in the next week or two.
The only big thing we've got is Dayton, or obviously Dayton. Then we got HamCom down in Dallas, which is going to be kind of fun. What did I forget to tell? What am I forgetting? Help me, Tom.
I don't know. This was quite a while ago. It was about an hour and 15 minutes ago when we talked about it.
Oh, I forgot about it. But the big thing is that we've got the MCOM project is continuing to move, which is exciting. The whole idea of being able to work with radios over an IP-based system, not just the DMR type stuff, but we're talking actual radios that are IP-based, it kind of opens up some new eyes and changes the way you kind of look at things and how you can do things, and saves you some money as far as on an emergency services side, or you don't have to look at getting the big old RV now. You just need a big van, kind of like the MCOM 1, which is cool.
Yeah, and you mentioned DMR. I'm going to talk with Walter here in a few minutes. Walter just got him a new DMR radio, and I don't even have a DMR radio. But he just got him one, and maybe you can tell us a minute why you got it, and you're working with the Weather Service and what you guys are doing. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So, man, there's all kinds of neat subjects here to talk about.
Yeah, I'm not exactly in my normal place because I'm still kind of working. But anyway, haven't seen any. I wonder if Emmett ever owned a Johnson. No, but I did own a McGregor 25, not a Johnson skiff, but a McGregor 25. I used to, back in the day when we used to live in Dallas, Texas, we used to race sailboats, and that was my favorite, is the McGregor 25.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm going to open the phone line up, and if Dave, you're still here, Katie, you're still here, Emmett, if anybody has questions or would like to say something to you guys, so I'm gonna put the phone line on here, and let's see if I got something. Call us again. Yeah, let's try that right there and see.
So hey, do my glasses make my nose look big? Anyway.
No, I don't. Not too much. It looks about like it always has.
Maybe I should have gotten a mustache today. What do you think? Wouldn't that have been good?
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, we're going to open the phone lines up, and that way we can have our viewers talk to you, Emmett and Dave, and maybe they have a question, or maybe they just want to say hi to Katie. I don't know.
One of the big things we're looking forward to with the 7610, with the hex beam being the way it is with the 40 meters to 6 meters on our standard hex beam, and having the two basically two coaxial inputs, kind of makes it like the perfect match, because you can be monitoring 40 all the time, then going and working 20 through whatever, and it's kind of cool. I'm kind of excited to play with it, because I know that the 7300s have always been fun, but it's going to be exciting getting the 7610 operational.
All right. Well, hey, let me talk just a minute while we're waiting on the phone calls. Let me just make a couple of quick announcements here, and let's talk about a couple things. First of all, hey guys, I Icom's giving away a bunch of swag. If you go to their site, man, you can register to win a hat, a lanyard, a water bottle, snacks, a show badge, a T-shirt,
Hello?
baggage tote, and a tote bag. You can get all that, man. Just go to their site and enter for that. You can win it. We got somebody here.
Hello to the caller. Stand by just a second, please.
Who's on the phone? Who is on the telephone? Oh wait, I got to turn the phone up. The volume's turned down on the board here. Now we can hear you. Who's on the phone?
Okay, you got Richard in Erie, Pennsylvania, KB3 ZVH.
Hey, Richard.
Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Howdy.
Hey, I just want to let you guys know that that cataract surgery went like a breeze.
Yay.
And
Very good.
I got a question for the radio waves guy. Does he have some 160 antennas that'll be selling down in Dayton?
Oh, yes. We'll have both off-center feds. We'll have some in-feds. We'll have some other military-type antennas that'll work on 160 as well. So, yeah, we will have 160s.
And it works
Okay,
great
I'll
because
be
we've
down
got
there.
one on
I
the top of our tower.
finally got my hotel problem corrected. Turns out the motel I had originally went out.
Oops.
Are you still there?
Oh. Well, he must have been the one that
Richard?
went out of business.
Richard, are you still there?
Uh-oh.
Well, he probably didn't have that many minutes left on his cell phone. You know. All right,
by the
well,
way,
we're
a
waiting.
real
We're
quick
waiting.
thing for people who are trying to get space at Dayton. If you can't get something close in, look at. It's a service that my daughter actually is. They have a house that her and her soon-to-be husband have basically refurbished or reworked. And what they do is they participate in this service called Airbnb.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look up Airbnb quite often, you can probably find a better deal as far as for your room. It's generally a house, and that's kind of nice. It's we're probably going to be doing that this year, where we've got a couple houses we're looking at where 3 bedrooms, got your kitchen, bath, everything, and you can bring your own food. And it actually turns out to be less expensive than your normal hotel room.
Hello to
So
the caller. Stand by just a second, please.
All right, who's the caller?
Hi, Tom. It's Russ, KG0BK in Iowa.
KG0BS, Russ?
BK.
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 Hi, Russ.
How you doing, Russ?
The old pirate station. Yeah, I thought you remember.
Yeah, I remember you, man.
Oh, I just had a couple comments and maybe a question. Dave was on earlier. He had a tech, I guess, a new ham that had ordered the micro BitX radio or the kit, whatever you want to call it. And wondered how long it was going to take to come in. That's going to be, to help him out, that's going to be about 2 months. I ordered one on the 30th of December of last year, and I didn't receive it till the 1st of March. Now, they are really backlogged, but they're not quite as backlogged as what they were. So if that helps him out, he's got a long wait. So I agree with Dave on there. Let him get on 2 meters or something and have some fun and talking to guys and go from there. And the micro BitX is unbelievable. I know you played with the BitX 40 for a while. Did you ever get on the air with that and make some contacts?
Well, I have both. I have the BitX 40 and the micro BitX, and I have used both on the air. They're interesting rigs. The fun part is determining what sort of a cabinet you're going to put it in. And I know a lot of people, with the micro BitX, I just built it on a cake pan, and it seems to work fine.
So, hey, Russ, let me
I saw
take
that
Russ.
video. Yes, Tom. Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, Russ, I built both the BITX 40 and the micro BitX, but if you look on our YouTube channel, you'll see some contacts that I made with the BITX 40. I only made 3 contacts with it, and I put it to the side. 40-meter sideband. All 3 contacts were with the ZS6 in South Africa. So you ought to watch that video. So that's not just a little.
Oh,
You gotta like that.
I'll
You gotta
check
like
that out. Yes,
Yeah.
I tried the Whisper mode on mine, and I got all over the world on Whisper. At I think I was running approximately 1 watt, as near as I could tell with my old Radio Shack Macronta watt meter.
Yeah, well, this was
But,
sideband. This was single sideband, 40 meters, South Africa. I think something like 6,000 miles or something like that. So just tell
So
him
you
to
did
tell
it
him
on
to check it out.
sideband. Wow,
Yeah, tell him to check
that
out
is
the
unbelievable.
archives.
Yeah, QRP
Well, that's
sideband is quite a challenge.
Well, there's one thing though. If when they have the Sunday night thing on for the BitX people, 7277, I think it is, on 40 meters, and if there's people going to be there, even when the bands are bad, they're not so bad. It's kind of like contesting weekend. Well, the band's really bad all week. Well, when contesting comes up, it's amazing how many people you can hear.
That's true.
You might not be able to get clear across the world like you could before, but they go, bands are bad, I'm shutting it off. And if they just stay on the air, you can talk to people.
Hey, Russ, I've noticed the same thing. 6 meters is totally dead, but you have a contest and there's a million people on there.
Exactly. Isn't that amazing how the bands open up when they have a contest?
Yeah.
But yet the bands are dead all the rest of the time. So I won't take any more of your time, Tom. Great to be on your show. This is one of the best shows that you've had in, well, I'm not going to say the others are bad, but this is one of the ones I happen to enjoy the most tonight. Thank you for having it.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, and we're just here to have fun, and we want to get you guys out there, the viewers, to participate and be part of the show. Thanks a lot for calling in.
You bet. Thank you, Tom. 7-3.
All right, so let me, while we're waiting on a phone call, a couple announcements, guys. We're planning the big Hamvention trip. We're going to leave May 16th. That is a Wednesday. 10-hour drive on Wednesday the 16th. We'll broadcast the entire trip. We'll have the chat room up in the vehicle. We'll be running HF. And then on May 17th, that's Thursday, that's setup day. We hope to be set up by, we'll have a video stream up by 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll let that video stream run all day. And you'll see people like Emmett and Bob Heil and Gordo, and people will come by the booth and get on. So Thursday's not a bad day to watch. We'll start giving prizes away Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be on all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we probably have 50 or 60 prizes. I know Emmett has donated some prizes for the show. Although he won't answer my email and clarify for me which ones they are.
It'll be a 2 40-meter double bazookas and a DX80.
All right, sounds good. Now we may have to hold one of those.
I'll send you an email.
Okay,
So.
I just didn't want to put the wrong one down here. Now we may have to hold one of those back for Huntsville. That comes up in August.
Well, we'll do something separate for Huntsville.
Okay,
because
that's
we're going to be
cool.
there too. So.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so there we are. Thank you, Emmett. Guys, everybody thank Emmett. He's donating some nice HF antennas. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of Dayton, we'll be broadcasting live. We'll have a lot of people come by. We've got friends like we got a caller. Stand by, caller. Stand by. Jeff in here in 3VE. He usually helps us do some video. And again, if anybody can shoot video, bring us back to the booth. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15-minute clips. We can copy the file and we'll put it on and we can run it. Thank you, guys. Everybody, thank you. He's donating some.
Okay. Sorry, that was me.
Okay, that's okay. So that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we're so tired on Sunday that we don't drive back. We usually fall asleep driving back. It's 10 hours back, so we normally wait till Monday to come back. So we'll probably stream live that day. And hey, if we don't give all the prizes away Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll give prizes away as we're driving back on Monday. So this is a big show for us. It's a very expensive show for us. We put hundreds of hours in planning just for this and getting prizes and building the prize pages, dealing with vendors and donors and getting all the logistics ready. We don't sell anything and we don't buy anything there. We work just to put the video on for you guys. We're going to have over 40 hours of streaming video for you. Now, about 40 or 50 prizes are going to be out there. All you got to do is log in the chat room. If we call your name, you're going to win a prize. But we're going to set one prize aside right here in the CAA 500 Mark II. We're setting it aside to anybody that would like to donate to help cover some of our high expense on this trip. So for every $10 donation, we'll put your name in a hat for the CAA 500. This is a beautiful antenna analyzer, guys. If you've ever seen one, or
I tell you what, I've been playing around with those. Just recently, I got one in, and I love how stable that analyzer is.
Yeah, and it'll also plot on the LED screen here and everything. You can compare plots and all that. So, guys, on our page, on our website, up at the top, there's a donate button. And that goes to PayPal. You can use PayPal or credit card. But like I said, for every $10 that you feel like you'd like to donate to help cover some of these costs, we're going to put you in, and we're going to pull a name on Sunday about noontime just for this one prize. And some lucky winner is going to win this. You do not have to be present to win this. If you donate and when we call your name, we'll contact you. But all the other prizes are free. No, you don't have to donate. If you can't donate, please don't donate. I know some people are, strapped for cash. And
that is a great analyzer. We've logged a lot of time on one of these things here. They do a great job.
Walter bought him one. He saw mine, and he actually bought him one down here. And it's bad.
Well, you know what? The thing I really like about it is it does everything from HF up to 440, actually up to 500 megahertz.
That's right.
Absolutely.
It does.
When it comes to troubleshooting, that's a great analyzer. I mean, you're not having to buy you're not having to put out almost $1,000 to get a functional and realistic analyzer.
I think he's still holding.
Do we have a caller holding on the phone?
Yes, you do.
And who is it?
It's Bill, W4EWH in Burnsville, North Carolina.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
How you doing, man? Hey, where in North Carolina is that?
Well,
where in North Carolina?
Well, it's not quite the end of the world, but we can hear the waterfall.
What part of North Carolina?
Northwest North Carolina. We're about 45 minutes north of Asheville.
North. Okay. We have a home over there in Tuckasegee. I don't know if you ever heard of Tuckasegee, but that's about an hour southwest of Asheville. We're right up in the right in the Smokies there. So cool. So what's going on?
Perhaps I can drop by someday.
Yeah, come by. Hey, I didn't think in this little town over, I didn't think there'd be any hams over there, and I found a friend over there that's a ham, and we've been. He may even be in a chat room tonight. His name's Jeff, and great friend over there, and it was really neat. And I hope to go over and join their ham club one day, one Saturday. I'm going to try to plan the next trip over, where I can be there when they have their ham club meeting. And by the way, hey, if anybody out there is listening or in a chat room, if you got a club and your club likes presentations, or you would like us to talk about, to give a presentation about, our webcast and the things we've done and how we do it, we'd love to. We could Skype in. Just contact us. So hey, Bill. So what's going on over there tonight, man? How's the weather?
Oh, the weather's pretty pleasant. Was there someone else in there? No, I guess not. Okay, yeah, the weather's pleasant. It's right now it's a couple of degrees on the wrong side of cool, but that's okay. Yeah. It warms up during the day. I had a question, not only for Emmett, but for pretty much anybody who goes to Dayton, and it's one of those oddball questions I'm hoping somebody has the answer to.
Sure.
I have a rig that needs a part to repair it, and it's an out-of-production rig. I wonder how good the flea market is there for those kinds of oddball parts that only match that one rig or that certain situation. In this case, it's a Alinco, a DR599. and I need a part for it. But to try to find one is like searching for hen's teeth, you know?
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, the best place is the flea market, because you're probably going to either find, if you can't find the parts, you'll probably find that rig. And it'll, the part that you're looking for is in the rig, and you can get it for about the price of the part. Yeah. And that's kind of the way that works sometimes. But yeah, there's a good chance that you'll find it. You'd be surprised what you'll find out at the flea market. The flea market is going to be a little bit bigger this year too, from what I understand. So it's going to be, you're going to have a lot more options. Then you have some other people that will be in the market area that sell old, or let's just say, for instance, those transistors that no one can get anymore. That quite often you'll find people that sell those.
So, hey, Bill, what kind of parts are you looking for? Can you specifically name them here?
Oh yeah, it's a rig I gave to the Malin Club up in Bakersville. It's a little tiny connector cable. It goes from the front panel out to the cable going into the main body of the rig. It's a remote mount front panel if you have the extension kit. Oh. But if you don't, you have to just plug it into the cord to the main unit. And I, for some reason, that little tiny piece of cord gets separated, and try to find one, or even who makes it or the whatever. But the point is, I want to know if the flea market is good for that kind of oddball request.
Oh yeah, but yeah, quite often it's probably you'll even find the right connector, and I think that's what you're talking about, is not necessarily the cord, but the connector, so you can repair the cord.
That's the I wouldn't care which either way. It's only about 3 inches long total down the connector and the cord. It's what marries the front panel to the rest of the rig when you don't have the extension kit. Okay. And you're just using it as one little piece.
Is it like a special connector, or is it like a telephone connector?
No, it's not an RJ kind of connector. It is a flat connector. Looks like a 6 or 7 pin flat connector of some sort, but I think it is proprietary. But as I say, I'm wondering if I have to take a list of all the things that I'm missing here and there up there. I wonder how lucky I'd get on the various odd bin kind of parts.
Well, one of the I was going to say, one of the problems up there is so much to cover. I haven't been out in a flea market in a long time, but that used to be my favorite spot. And you could walk, 20 and 30 years ago, you could walk for 3 days out there and not see it all.
Yep. Matter of fact, it seems like the last year at Harrow was like that too.
Yeah, last year got a little wet.
Yeah.
Maybe I could rent a motor scooter. I don't know if I can walk for 3 days, but maybe I can rent one of the. They must have golf carts and stuff, right?
Yeah, they've got scooters there.
They do?
Oh yeah.
Well, sign me up.
Been run over by quite a few of them.
I'll sign off here.
All right. Well, hey, Bill, thanks for calling. And if you get up here, I hope you find your parts.
I appreciate it. See you later.
All right. Thank you. All right, guys. 901-286-1116. Call in and say hi to Emmett and Dave. And look at her, Katie. Let me put Katie on. Katie's there, and she's getting so bored. Look at Katie.
I'm gonna say, wake her up quick.
She's so bored. Nobody wants to talk to Katie tonight. Come on, somebody call in and say hi to Katie.
She's mugging us.
I've been yawning over here. I'm like ready to go sleep.
Yeah, it's getting boring for Katie. Yeah. Oh man.
Now I have to look perky and awake now that you put me on the spot, Tom. Thanks.
Let me tell you, Hamvention is going to be here before you know it. I got a lot of work to do before now. And then.
I do too. I'm still working on planning out everything I'm going to do while I'm there and try to get all the details. I need to do some practicing with my camera system that I use down in Hamcation. So, and Emmett, you said you got one too.
Yeah, well, we're in the process of getting that with the boost and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just seems like that's the way to go for what we're wanting to do.
Yeah. So I just thought about it today. Actually, I'm like, I looked at the calendar and it's getting here fast. That's for sure.
Ready? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Who we have on the phone?
Oh, hi. It's Jeff, N3VE. I just wanted to say hi to Katie.
Hey,
Jeff.
Hi,
Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Walter. Hi, Tom. Hi, Katie.
All right. Hey, I'm counting on you doing some videoing up here, man. I'll see you up here Thursday.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. And I'm going to call you sometime in the next week or two, or maybe tomorrow. I'll talk to you about some cameras and some audio gear so that I'm all set up so I don't have to borrow your stuff. So we'll see how that all works out.
All right.
Great.
I'll have a camera too, a GoPro and some other stuff, which I all do okay. All right. Well, all right. Hey, Jeff, you got that new? What do you get? A 6600 Flex or 6500? I can't keep up with them.
I have what? No, I traded my 6700 Flex in for the 6600M, which is the one which has like kind of the Maestro face to it.
So it sounds like you're down. It sounds like you're downgrading. You went from a 6700 to a 6600.
Well, I'm not a real contester. I never really used all the features of the 8 CAN adapters that you have with the 6700. So this has 4. It was a little bit overkill, but I got a brand new radio. It didn't cost me anything. The trade was the same amount of money, and I got 2 years warranty now. So
well, that's cool.
Nice.
Hey, take care of it, and I hope you've changed the wheel.
Always.
You got
The wheel
wheels.
gets changed every time I change radios, of course.
Okay, that's MEDLIN. Just make sure.
The attorney has the spelling correctly, has your address properly.
That's
Don't
good.
worry about it.
Very good. Well, Jeff, we'll see you up here, man.
Okay, we'll talk later.
All right. Good night.
All right,
Bye,
Katie.
Jeff.
Bye.
All right. Hey, I want to talk to Walter a minute, real quick here. Let's talk with Walter about DMR. Walter just got him a DMR, and Walter, why did you get a DMR? What are y'all doing with it?
You know, I am a volunteer liaison through the National Weather Service here. We've got a team of about 6 hams that we've had to go over there and basically rebuild their entire station. From new antennas to new equipment, ran new coax, rebuilt some of the antennas that were on there, and they're getting ready to roll out a DMR for the local nets if they have to take over the repeater for bad weather. So I thought it might be easier to have a handheld rather than that I can do my part from home in case I can't run over to the office at any time that I need to.
Have you got it programmed? Is it working?
It did. There's a guy here that's awfully good with it and was very gracious and programmed it for me. And matter of fact, I went back over to his house this morning. It was funny that Emmett or Dave talking about the PowerWorks cable because the programming cable I got did not work. It won't work with my computer. It didn't recognize. The computer didn't recognize the chip, and it's been an absolute nightmare.
But you don't have a real computer. You got a Mac.
Well, I actually broke down. I broke down. Look, I can't work a PC. It's foreign to me.
And you're the one who's just dissing Unix a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
No, but I just can't help that the thing doesn't work. Anyway, we tried his cable, and it loaded up just fine. So I've emailed Radioddity to see if they'll send me another one. But anyway, it's all programmed up and it works real well.
Which Radioddity model do you have?
I got the MD390 in the UHF.
Okay.
Yeah, and that radio will do analog too, just regular.
It will.
repeaters,
Well, since it's UHF, it will do the analog 440 things around here.
Okay.
Yes.
We got some nice 440 repeaters.
We do.
here.
We have some nice 440 repeaters around here.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool. Someday I'll have to get me a DMR, I guess. So.
Brett, I see your question there. I have absolutely no idea what that FTDI thing is. Does the term prolific mean anything to you? That seemed to be one of the holdup with the guy. The guy kept talking about that. I don't understand the Windows thing. So
watch my last video.
Yeah.
I got a whole section on. No, that's the upcoming video. Prolific is a maker of chips in Taiwan.
Yep.
And they make the chips that convert between USB and RS-232. The problem is that in China, across the strait there, they've been counterfeiting those chips like crazy.
Yep.
And so Prolific said, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to release a new driver for Windows 10 that will not recognize any of the old chips, whether they're good or bad.
Right.
And so that's where everybody is with that. Windows 10 will force in the new driver for Prolific, and the counterfeit chips in China get the cold shoulder.
Right.
And just about every cable that you get for programming radio that comes from China has that blasted counterfeit Prolific chip in it. Right. Well, PowerWorks came out with what I'll call the red cable, because it's red, that is designed to be a drop-in replacement that works beautifully for programming the Baofeng and the radios that have the Kenwood style connection on the side. Now, what I've noticed with Radioddity and the GD77, which is their newer dual band DMR rig, the GD77 and the GD77S, they actually have a different chip in it that is native USB, so there's no driver, and that makes things very, very easy. I have something from Redivus that I'm supposed to review. In fact, they're kind of getting on my case about that. I told them I'd love to review it, I just can't make it work. But I was able to make it work.
That's not good.
And so, in fact, they're volunteering to get on Skype with me to walk me through the problem. But it has a Prolific chip in it, but I got Windows 10 to recognize it because I think it's the new chip rather than the old one. And, it's a Taiwan versus China thing is what's happening there, and we're just getting the short end of the stick on that.
And it's been going on for a few years, because I was dealing with that when I was doing tech support for HRD, and I mean, there were so many times that I took so many phone calls from people that were trying to get their software to see the radio, and they would always constantly get the error, just wouldn't connect, and then I'd log in and look, and sure enough, it was their Prolific cable. And it just, I mean, that was, and I've been gone from there for a few years now, so it's just been going on for such a long time, and it doesn't matter if it's the good one or the counterfeit one, it just, like you said, all of the systems just reject them. And we ended up finding one that was a decent cable on Amazon. It was a Trip Lite, I think, and it had the ferrite beads built into it, and that one seems to work pretty good generically for a lot of programming as well.
Yeah, PowerWorks has one that's a cable for programming the Oshing radios, and it's $20, and it's a red cable. It's one I call the red cable. In fact, I made a video about it because it does work in replacement for those Prolific cables.
So now I'm running Windows 7. So if I get this red cable, will it work, recognize, and run this MD390?
Well, the Windows 7. You ought to be able to get a Prolific driver for that.
Oh, the guy spent 45 minutes this morning it's something like a 2303 or some 3203 or something, and
the different models.
He had work cut out for him. If it's the same kind of cable that's got the Kenwood style headphone microphone plug is what Baofeng is using. I've seen Radiotti uses it on some of its radios. I don't know. You could look at this cable because it does not have a Prolific chip. It has a chip from Silicon Labs. All right. Well,
so it works.
I'm having issues with them on a bridge to get putting my 7300 drivers on too, but that could probably be just me. A lot of operator error.
So what kind of?
I'm thinking about just taking it out and strapping some tannerite to it.
What kind of connectors is it?
Little target practice.
Anything like that? Or?
Yeah, it's like that.
Like that one? You don't have. I've got a programming cable here. I don't even remember what it goes to.
Good grief! That's an RS-232. Did you get that from the Smithsonian?
Yeah, yeah. Let's say it's I don't know. It says Maxtron. It's got. What's it got?
Oh my goodness.
I think somebody dug that up in an archaeological dig sometime recently.
Yeah, you take that down to an antique dealer. You might get some money for that.
Hey, take that to the flea market at Hamvention.
Yeah, I think actually, I think I'm scared of this thing.
If you don't have a serial port, you can get a little USB serial adapter, put it on there, you know.
Well, the problem is those little USB serial adapters, a lot of them have their prolific chip in it.
Yeah. Well, I'll take that, put $100 on it. We'll see what it sells.
You're liable to get it.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot of laughter.
All right. Nobody else wants to call in. 901-286-1116. We're going to open Hangout in a minute for those guys that want to join us on Hangout. Let's see. Well, guys, thanks for joining us tonight on the show. Katie and Dave and Emmett had to take off a minute ago. We're going to go ahead and open Hangout and allow some people to just join us at the end of the show here if they would like to. And we'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good. 73.
Right.
Thanks, folks. 73.
Thanks.
Good night.
Thanks, guys, and we'll see you later. Good night.
All right. Bye.
Good night.
All right. So let me see if I can get Hangout running here. And we'll take a few Hangout people to join us, and then we're not going to stay very long. But it's our tradition to open Hangout, so we're going to open it. We're not doing too bad on time tonight.
No, just to tell everybody good night, right?
Yeah. All right, I posted the link for Hangout. Go on Hangout. We got a couple people in there. Let's see who we got in there. Look at that. There's Teresa.
Hey, Tom.
There's Teresa. There's Doug. Man, look at that. We've got several people in here tonight. Let me see if I can get your picture a little smaller here. He's got one too.
I think that's how he recharges his helmet.
It might be.
No, this is mine for programming.
Okay, very good.
It might be. I noticed you're at a new ham station. Is that your new shack back there? Doug, is that your new shack back there? It's looking good, man.
No, that's just a backdrop.
No, I don't think so. I think it's your shack, man.
It's like Boat Anchor Central.
Yeah. Let's see who just joined us here. There's a Bill joined us. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Teresa, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're hanging in there.
Let's see if Bill can try. Hey, Bill, how you doing, Bill? You have to unmute your mic if you want to talk to us. Well, Bill will figure it out. I think this might be his first time to join us, so
yeah,
he's got to figure out the camera and the microphone and all that kind of stuff.
He may have dialed the wrong number to figure out what in the world happened to him.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. KG0EEE, I need a DMR radio and a hotspot. You're missing out a lot of fun. Here, we got a phone call. Go ahead and bring a phone call in. We'll bring it in to hang out here.
Good evening, caller.
Who's on the phone?
Hi, my name is Dylan.
Dylan?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Dylan?
Doing well.
And where are you located, Dylan?
I'm located in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina. And are you a ham? Do you have a call?
I'm just calling to see if someone would pick up or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So have you got a ham call, Dylan?
I do. I just got myself a brand new amateur radio.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
Well, what's your call?
I don't have a call yet. I'm just trying to get it set up. I'm excited to see some enthusiasts.
What's your call? What's your call sign?
Oh, I don't have a call.
He didn't have a call. Okay. Well, you work on it. Work on it, and you'll get there. And we all started off as shortwave listeners and monitoring and different things.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the support.
Yeah. Let's see. Somebody.
Has Uper Mike checked in?
Yep. There's Mike up here. That feedback may be coming from Dylan here. I don't know if you got the show audio on or not, Dylan, but we're getting a little bit of feedback. Well, hey, I'm glad you watched tonight. Is this the first night you've tuned in, Dylan? So, Dylan, are you still with us?
Hey, Bill.
Hello.
All right. I think he's gone. Isn't he?
I think he's gone.
Okay. So, hey, who is Bill? Is that now Bill? Have we talked before?
WH Bill.
Oh, hey, yeah. Okay. Hey, Bill. Hey, man. Trying to put a face with the calls here. How you doing, man?
Well, thank you.
Cool.
How goes it tonight?
It's pretty good. I was down in Asheville all day seeing various doctors, so I'm kind of wiped out, but glad to be a part of the crew here.
Well, we're glad you've joined us.
Glad you're here. Glad you joined us.
You know, Kathy was going to go this week to North Carolina to her home over there in Tuckasegee, but we got so many things going on. Again, doctor's appointments and Hamvention coming up and all that stuff. She's decided to cancel that trip and she'll go
later
after Hamvention.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah,
My very first solid state drive.
Oh, you got your 120 gig.
How much do those cost these days?
Hard drive.
About 80.
Yeah.
Well,
I saw some 128 gigabit
Mine I got
hard drive. I think for $49.
$bucks on Newegg.
I think I saw some for $49, 128 gigabytes, but that's getting pretty small. Particularly, I mean, we're running a couple of the 250s. Well, in fact, we're running a solid state hard drive in this PC we're doing the show with right here. It's a 250. Of course, we don't do a lot of other stuff. We don't put documents or pictures on it or anything like that.
I've been buying like 512s for like less than $150.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I thought, Jeff, I thought you were going to bed.
I thought he was too.
Yeah.
He's couldn't.
No, I never said that tonight. No, not yet. In a few minutes.
Look at all those fancy screens on there.
I tell you, I just don't understand Jeff. He's an executive where he works, and he's always talking about he has to go to bed early and get up early and get to the office. Man,
I don't get
he
it.
can straggle in at 10
trouble
o'clock.
hearing Tom?
The what?
Is anyone else having trouble hearing Tom's audio?
Well, let's see, test one. Is my audio?
I hear Tom just fine.
It looks good on the It looks good on the VU meter. I mean, it looks normal.
Why I'm having an issue?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, you say something, Walter. Let's see.
Test. Is this any better?
That sounds fine.
Okay, test. Is this any better?
That sounds just fine. It was kind of warbling a little bit. It might be my
I was hearing that a little bit too.
You might need to get a new flex system.
Yeah. You might need to. All right, guys. Hey, I'll change mics here. Hey.
There you go. You're good now.
I'm gonna go to this mic right here. I'm gonna go to the desk
There
mic.
you go.
I'm gonna go to the desk mic. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no problems, Mel.
All right.
Hey, they hear you now when we don't see you now.
I'm getting excited about it. Walter.
Well, you don't really need to see Tom.
Don't need to see him. That's okay.
Well,
yeah, we've
you
seen
know what?
Tom.
No, but you know what? I should put us.
Oh, there he is. Speak of the devil.
Wait a minute. Where? Well, let's see if I can get us in here. Let's see.
Oops, what did I do?
Oh, let's see. I can get us in here. Let's just move that up there.
Yeah, no problems.
Put us in.
I gotta stop. Well, I gotta stop.
Really upgrade.
Do that.
All right, I screwed up.
And then do one of these. There.
If I can
Is
make
that,
a suggestion, I suggest everybody mute their microphones when they're not talking, because the video switches to whoever is talking the loudest, and if anybody laughs or whatever, the guy that's really trying to say something gets cut off.
Yeah, and and occasionally people will also have the show audio running, and it's a 30-second delay, and it really causes some
issues,
some confusion.
Yeah.
Really.
You're still a little muffled there, Tom.
It's still muffled.
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe it's because I hadn't eaten anything in a few days.
Maybe a peanut butter sandwich would fix that.
Well, I tell you, you know what? I hit one of my goals today. I told myself yesterday, if I hit my goals today, I'm having a big bag of popcorn tonight.
Oh, good.
Yeah, man.
Well, you should do that.
No one else hears him fading in and out? I mean, if it's me, I'll just leave.
No, he's sounding a bit the same here too.
Yeah, no, he has started fading in and out for me as well.
Okay. Give me your mic. Give me your mic.
Wasn't sure if it was like I was fading in and out.
We're going to swap mics here. I just want to see if there's something wrong here. All right, here.
This happens every time he comes to a hangout. He's done his regular show audio is great. When he comes to hangout, he's a bit of a problem with the mic.
All right. Let's just go with this for a little while. We're gonna do some scientific elimination here.
Scientific.
So Tom,
yeah.
Tom, Walter says that I'm going to help him out during Hamfest.
Okay, cool.
Very good. Absolutely.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it. Hope I get to go.
I hope you get to go too.
Cool. Well, you know, now with Walter going, and Jeff, I mean, you're not the new guy anymore with the group. So, you know, the new guy, remember, the new guy has to hold the big fan and fan up and down, you know, for like, you know, all day.
For like hours on end.
Yeah. All right. Hey, is my mic working okay?
Now it is.
Yeah, now it sounds good.
You know, this.
And if that's the role of the new guy, I won't be coming to Dayton.
That's right. That's right. Well, Teresa, you're not the you're not the new guy. You've been with us before. Give me a mic check.
Not at Dayton though.
Hello, test.
Well, you know, that mic gets turned down a little bit. Say something so I'll see what channel you're on. So just say something.
Let's say hello, test.
Let me turn it up a little. Okay.
Is that better? Is that audio any better?
I'm turning you up a little more.
Okay.
I'll turn you up a little bit more.
There you go.
So that mic may have been turned down a little bit less gain than the one, you know, the other one here. Yep. I'm talking in two mics. Now I'm talking in one mic. I'm sorry, I was talking in two mics.
This must be much better.
All right. Testing. 1, 2. Shut the gate. 3, 4. Pick up sticks. 5, 6. Big fat hand. Did you learn that when you were growing up?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we did in public school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Tom, this is my job to have bad audio on this hangout.
That's right. He's trying to steal your thunder.
Jeez.
I didn't catch it. What did
he said? He said it's his job to have
my job that bad.
Yeah. Well, either audio or camera, one or the other.
That's true. Or camera.
You know, I have to admit, Jeff, your stuff's been working pretty good lately. You must have learned it. Yeah, that fan thing was only in Trotwood. Boy, I tell you, it was hot last year in Xenia. I don't know if how many of you guys went to Xenia, but on Thursday, the day before the show, it was like 130 in the buildings.
Oh.
We actually went to Walmart. We went to Walmart that night and bought 3 or 4 big box fans and brought back for Friday, and we used them all day Friday. But I think it cooled off too. But boy, it was hot that first day we set up.
That would not be fun.
Okay, now Mark P is saying Walter is low. Let's see. Now see the meter right there?
Yeah.
I'm peaking about right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Say something.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is almost there with you.
Well, almost.
Some of it.
I'll
It's
turn you
close.
up a little bit more. Let's see.
Maybe it's your internet connection. There's
No, it
just
ain't
something
internet.
going on right now.
All right, let's see if we're equal.
Test.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Test 1,
I
2, 3, 4.
switched from my
1, 2, 3,
desktop
4.
to my cell phone.
You're just as loud, or maybe a little louder now.
About the same.
I turned the gain up on you, right there. Yeah.
I hear Tom just fine now.
Yeah, we switched microphones.
Who's this?
All right.
Samantha wants to know if anybody's on 40.
I doubt anybody's on 40, Samantha. They're all here watching the
Hangout.
show right now. They're all in
Glued.
Hangout.
They're glued to Hangout.
Hey, how's the? Hey, man. Hey, Mike, how's the weather been up there, man? You guys?
Hey, we've been beautiful. 75 degrees, sunshine. Well, wait a minute. That's fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at 30 degrees here.
Are you?
No, and they're talking about another storm coming in the next couple of days. Yeah, if I go in my front yard, I'll still walk up to my hips with snow yet. So.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we were at 70 the other day, and then it got down like the next day to like 32 or something like that. So,
Yeah, that's what it'll look like here. Just
yeah, is that kind of way it looks right there? Yeah, well, you know, we can we don't want those Star Trek things where we can move ourselves, you know, our body. What do you call it? Transporter or whatever?
A teleporter.
Yeah.
Teleporter. Let's go down where it's warm, man. Let's go down.
That's
where it's
all
there
much
we go.
better.
Oh man,
Oh, that's much better.
feels
Yeah.
better, man. Feels a whole lot better.
This is what Dayton's going to look like.
That's right, man.
Absolutely. If it doesn't rain, Dayton will be nice and it's beautiful in the end of May.
Yeah. Well, it'll be we'll have a good time.
Yeah, I have not put my skis or my snowshoes out of my car yet. They're still there.
You actually have snowshoes in your car?
Oh yeah. I got my cross-country skis in the trunk of my car and my snowshoes and boots.
Is that like in case you would get stranded?
No, I go cross-country skiing and snowshoeing just throughout the winter.
Oh, okay.
My hockey sticks, my league hockey ended, so those I took out of the trunk. But
Oh, how sad is that hockey tragedy in Saskatchewan? No, that poor junior league that lost, what?
15 of them.
15.
Hey, Vladimir Putin plays hockey.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody dare touch him?
No.
I don't know, man. The guy looks pretty muscular. He's probably a pretty good hockey player, don't you think? Vladimir?
Maybe you should see him and Trump on the ice together.
There you go.
Yeah.
See who can out-check who.
Hey, Mark P. saying it's going to be 70 in Ohio this Friday. So, you know, we got
It'll be 70 in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Almost 80 this week.
In fact, aren't we supposed to get like 80?
We've got almost 80
We're going to be about
Thursday
80.
and Friday.
Yeah. That's what we're going to have here is about 80.
Yeah.
About time spring shows up.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we got more snow on the way, they say.
Well, enjoy the snow.
They got another, 3 or 4 feet of snow to go before the spring can set in.
Yeah.
So, Mike, how much snow do you get a year? I got a friend up in Syracuse. I think they get like 9 to 11 feet per year or something like that.
Well, we can average about, I'd say average 200 inches a year.
Yeah.
Depends on where you're at. You get farther up north, then they'll get up to about 300 inches of snow.
Yeah.
My goodness.
You're a pilot. What's 200 divided by 12? You got to know that kind of stuff when you fly an airplane, don't you?
You do?
I thought you did.
Mike, what's your QTH?
Why does he need to know that?
That's what.
I'm in Michigan's Upper Peninsula in Marquette, right on the really a mile from the southern shore of Lake Superior.
Okay. I'm down in North Carolina. We woke up with some snow on our front steps the other day, so it's not quite spring here yet either.
Well, I get a kick out of looking at the weather, man. When you guys are getting a couple inches of snow and everybody's going into a panic.
Well, no, we don't go in a panic when we get 2 inches of snow, man. It starts when you get about a quarter inch. That's when the real panic starts.
At the overcast, when you get overcast.
That's right, man.
Somebody once said about Washington, D.C. that it was the only city in the world where a guy with a bad case of dandruff could lean out the window of his car and stop traffic for 10 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Well, yeah. We don't even have to have it. We don't have to have a quarter inch, man. If it's on the news the night before, the weather, boy.
Yeah, if it hits the news, the grocery store's wiped out.
I'll tell you, you start boarding up the
Hey,
windows.
look at the snow coming here. We look at it this way. We're not bothered with any bugs right now.
That's true. And at that rate, you may not get them this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the people that have to run up and make the French toast. They got to buy the milk, eggs, and bread.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh, but Tom, why does Walter have to know how many feet, 2 inches?
Well, a pilot has to be smart. You got to be able to calculate stuff like if you're flying this airplane and it weighs, a half a million.
If there's 200 inches in the runway, he's not going to fly there.
I mean, but he's good with math. Like you got to know how many. Milliliters of gas you got left, and how many kilometers you can go on that amount of gas, and you got to do a lot of calculating in your head, man.
Well, I have fun with this because I also work in a state welcome center in the summer information, and we'll have people from their neck of the woods down South Carolina that never seen snow in their life. They're up in the summer, and they'll say, "How much snow do you get up here in the winter?" Well, like that one winter we had 300 inches. That's almost 25 feet of snow. And our welcome center's got a big 2-story eave, center, which goes up almost 25 feet. I said, well, it's about that much snow at the height of this roof here, and they go, oh my God, how do you get around?
We'll get maybe 3 inches of snow a year, and it lasts maybe what, day and a half
overnight.
So,
And they don't comprehend that the snow goes down and everything else. And plus, on our second floor, we have a door. This used to be a home at one time, but there's no stairs at the second floor. I see that door on the second floor. There's no stairs. They said, "Yeah, I saw that." That's how we get in and out of here in the winter.
Oh man! Well, look, man. Hey, snow was fun. Just stay away from the yellow snow.
Yeah, don't eat the yellow snow. Don't learn how to do that.
That's right, man.
No, too.
So hey, man, I remember when I was little growing up. Now, have you ever had this? My mom would make snow cream. Did you ever have that?
Yeah.
Did y'all ever do that up north where you make it? It's like you make ice cream out of it.
He's probably tired of it. Mike's probably tired of it.
Yeah.
You know,
at 300 inches, you could probably get it.
I've never heard of it. Well, so tell me what your mom used to do.
It's snow cream. Yeah, I don't know how they made it. I was little, but
yeah, I was a kid. My mom used to make it.
Yeah, they'd go out and scoop.
You get the fresh snow, and she'd put vanilla in it or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we would call it a snow cone.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it was more like an ice cream texture though, not ice. It was more of a. Well, I don't remember. It's been so long. I mean, heck.
Hey, just go and pack a handful of snow, put it in the cup, and just make sure it's not yellow when you picked it up.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pour some kind of like syrup on it.
Unless you want yellow, like you might lemon. Hey, give it to somebody and tell them it's a lemon.
There you go. Yeah, it would be a lemon, all right.
Yeah, lemon flavor.
Well, yellow stuff would be, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Doug, you better be careful with that magnifying glass. You might start a fire there.
It's part of my helping hands thing.
Yeah. That's cool. Have you got one of those?
Small one like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to tell myself that a lot until it was time really to admit I needed a new prescription.
No, I got one right here.
Yeah, I get it. Yep.
Where's mine?
Oh, geez.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
The show and tell parade.
Okay, there's mine too.
All right.
Oh, look at that. Front row.
Everybody line them up. Let's see if we can make a telescope.
Yeah.
I'm not going into the bedroom to get
Wait,
my...
hold on. Let's see if we can start a fire.
Yeah, I think Douglas is going to.
All right, guys, it is 9:44 something.
No, it's not. It's 10:45.
Yeah. It's getting late here, and I promise.
Go the correct time. You know, the correct time starts in the East Coast, in the Eastern time zone. We are the correct time. You guys are just behind us.
Well, I don't understand why you're on Eastern time. You're almost straight north of us, aren't you?
So, yeah,
Isn't he almost kind of north?
You know I am.
I mean, you know.
Matter of fact, half of our peninsula is in the Eastern time zone, and half the peninsula is in the last four counties are in the west.
That's kind of what Tennessee is. Half's in Eastern and half's in.
Yeah, 4 of our counties.
Up on 0300 right now.
Yeah. All right, let's
the whole
see.
lower peninsula is in the Eastern, and 4 of our counties in the Western UP touch Wisconsin.
Now,
and they're in the Central time zone.
VA3DWG on here, he says it's 20 minutes till 12 where he is, so I'm guessing he's on out to the east out there.
I think he is, wait a minute.
Is he like Ottawa or what?
No, he is in...
I forget where he is.
Nova Scotia?
Yeah, that's on out there.
He's way on up. He's way on out.
Now, why would his clock be 10 minutes off from where we are?
Well, I don't know, man. Hey, you know, there are. Have you ever looked at time zones? There are actually 15-minute time zones in some countries.
Yes, I've seen that, Tom.
I think there's.
Very interesting.
I honestly thought there was either
a rain gauge.
I thought there was maybe a 10-minute or maybe even an 8-minute time zone.
Is it really? I hadn't seen those.
I don't know.
I've seen the 30 minutes and the 15s.
Yeah.
What's Douglas showing us? What is that, Douglas? Is that a rain gauge?
No, it's a cantenna.
A cantenna.
Sure it's not an IED?
Cantenna.
It looks like an IED.
It does. Don't drop it.
Model PA10.
Watch over the magnifying glass next to it.
All right, guys.
I just bought a cantenna from my buddy who's trying to thin out the herd a little bit, I asked him if he was going to sell off his 30S1. He said, not that thin.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice, 30S1. All right, guys. Hey, it's popcorn time for me. I'm going to get me some popcorn. Well, I'm going to put that buttery stuff in there. All that popcorn, salty tasting flavor stuff.
There goes the
get it
diet.
all down in there, man, and shake it up and pour some more in there.
There goes the
I think
diet
I'll
right there.
bow out as well, gentlemen. I have a warm beer and a cold woman waiting. 7-3. See you later.
There you go.
7-3.
Thanks a lot,
We're getting
guys.
out here,
Warm beer in a cold room. That's not right.
All right, guys. Well, good night to everybody. We'll see you
Good night,
next
everybody.
week,
7-3.
man.
See y'all soon.
Enjoyed it.
Good night, Tom.
All right, good night,
Teresa.
Tom.
Bye.
Good night, Tom.
We'll see you soon.
All right. All right, guys. Everybody, hey, if you're still watching, thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. Hey, bring a friend next week. We need more and more viewers. Spread the word. We'll see you later. This is Walter and Tom saying goodbye. All right.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.